For thousands of people across Britain, someone is missing from their lives.
40 years has gone by. I'm hoping somewhere he's thinking of us.
An unwanted baby that was thrown away. You think that all the way through your life. This is why you're adopted.
I'd like to try and make her understand why I had to do what I did.
All too often, years of searching lead nowhere. Well, this is the series that steps in to help, offering a last chance to people desperate to find long-lost family.
We found it! Yeah! Oh, Mum, that's amazing! We found them! We found them!
Lives in Cape Town.
No way. So we both ended up in South Africa.
Our searches have uncovered family secrets and taken us all over the world, finding people that no one else has been able to trace.
He wants to know who you are, and he wants to know who he is.
I look in the mirror, I was like, who are you? And now I can see.
And finally answering questions that have haunted entire lives.
I've waited 58 years for this to come off.
This week on Long Lost Family, two stories that take us around the world. A woman who has spent decades searching for the sister she has never met.
Does she know I exist? I don't even know whether she knows I exist.
And a daughter who's waited over 20 years for her father to keep his promise to return.
Why did he not come back? I'd like to think that I wasn't just a child that is forgotten about.
Our first search comes from Devon and a woman torn apart from her sister by war.
69-year-old Cherry Durbin lives a peaceful life in the heart of the Devon countryside. But for nearly 30 years, she's been trying to solve the mystery of what happened to her older sister.
The Second World War devastated my family. It split it up. It took it from where it belonged, on Jersey. My sister Sheila was left behind, and I started a completely new life with a new family, not knowing anything.
Cherry's mother fled Jersey for the British mainland in 1940 when the Germans invaded the island. Cherry was born 3 years later, but as a baby was given up for adoption and raised as an only child.
My adopted parents were older parents, very, very loving. I had a lovely upbringing, but I always wanted a brother or a sister to have somebody there. That connection between siblings, it's obviously very, very strong, and I've never experienced that, and I would love to experience that.
Hoping to find family of her own, in 1983 she travelled to Jersey. The only lead she had was her birth mother's name, Daisy Banks.
It was just so exciting. It felt as if I was coming home. I kept thinking, what's going to happen? Am I actually going to find something out? Might I pass somebody in the street who's related to me?
She scoured the island's records and eventually discovered a funeral notice for her grandmother.
On it was the name of the undertaker, and he gave me a list of mourners. When I looked at the list of mourners, it was almost a heart-stopping moment to actually see my relatives' names. This is the first time I'd had any connection with them at all. It meant I belonged. It meant I was part of something.
But Cherry's research unearthed an even bigger revelation. Her mother had had another daughter before leaving Jersey, Sheila, Cherry's older sister.
I suddenly realised that I actually had somebody that was my sister. My own sister, my very own sister. And I so longed to be able to speak to her.
Spurred on by these discoveries, Cherry tried to track her family down and eventually traced her mother, Daisy, living in Leeds.
It was just it was overwhelming. It was overwhelming. There were so many emotions involved. There was sadness, there'd been all the years gone by. Ultimate happiness, absolute fantastic happiness.
But any hopes that her mother would lead her to her sister Sheila were soon dashed.
It was very difficult to talk to her about Sheila. Every time I raised the question of Sheila, it just drew a blank. I felt it upset her.
The only thing her mother told her was that she'd left Sheila on Jersey when she'd fled the German invasion.
Daisy just told me that she had to leave Sheila behind with her mother, my grandmother, because everything was just so confused and panicky.
The Channel Islands were the only part of the British Isles to be occupied by German forces during the war. Sheila would have spent her early years under Nazi rule, where food was scarce and any contact with her mother on the mainland would have been impossible.
Daisy told me that everybody was frightened, everybody was terrified. So she had to make decisions, and very quick decisions, about what the heck to do. And that's all I know. That was the last thing I heard about Sheila.
Sadly, Daisy died soon after meeting Cherry, and what she knew about Sheila died with her. It's over 20 years since her mother's death, and despite decades searching, Cherry is no nearer to finding her sister Sheila.
Daisy not talking about Sheila has really prolonged my search.
The only record of her sister's existence Cherry's been able to find is Sheila's birth certificate.
The search for Sheila at this point in my life is everything. If I met Sheila right now, I'd just want to give her a big hug and hold her, feel she was there. Be wonderful. Changed my life completely.
Even though the only lead Cherry was able to give us was her sister's birth certificate, we hoped this would be enough to put us on the right track.
Using her name and date of birth, we checked the records, but we couldn't find a Sheila Banks that matched the information anywhere in the UK.
We assumed she must have married and taken a new surname. But before we started hunting through thousands of marriage records, we decided to search online genealogy sites first. It was a long shot, but incredibly, it paid off. We came across a family tree posted by a woman which listed a Sheila with the correct date of birth, born on Jersey.
We contacted the woman who was researching her family's past, and amazingly, we discovered that she was Sheila's daughter. Not only that, but Sheila was alive and well and living near Portsmouth.
Sheila has spent most of her adult life living near the south coast of England and has 4 grown-up children. Sadly, she has been widowed twice. We contacted her to tell her about her younger sister, Cherry. Sheila agreed to meet me to find out more.
Even though she's only had scraps of information, Cherry spent the last 30 years clinging on to the knowledge that she has a sister somewhere. And now that we've found Sheila, I wonder what she knows, if anything, about Cherry. And does all this mean as much to her as it does to her sister?
Hello, nice to see you.
Nicky.
Do come in.
Thank you.
What do you think of the news that your sister's been looking for you?
I was surprised in a way, but in another way I wasn't, because I'd always thought there was a possibility that there was somebody out there.
Why did you always think that there was someone out there? Tell me what made you think that.
I was brought up by my grandparents. My mother was evacuated during the war to England, and I was left on the island.
How old were you when your mother left?
I was only a child. I was about 2.
So your early childhood years, were they marked by memories of the German occupation of Jersey?
Yes. Even now, I can still feel the hunger. We were very hungry.
Do you remember the Germans, the Nazis, marching down the street?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember them marching in, up the street where we lived. these goose-stepping men.
They were doing the whole...
Oh, yes. They never went anywhere, hardly, without doing that.
Despite all this, the German occupation and the war going on and the hunger, how much did your grandparents tell you about your mother? How much were you aware of the fact that your mother wasn't there?
Well, she'd left me before she left the island. I was given to my grandparents when I was 9 months old. I don't think she really ever wanted me at all. But that didn't bother me because I had parents.
Did you get to know her after the war at all? Was she a part of your life in any sense?
Well, we didn't have a lot of contact with her. She would come and she would go. But we did know that she was having a child when she left. And after the war, when we met up again, my grandmother asked her about the family, and she said, oh, they'd been killed in an air raid.
Why would she say that?
Well, I should imagine she was probably feeling too uncomfortable with saying that she'd had them adopted.
What do you mean, they?
When my mother left the island, she was 7 months pregnant, 7 or 8 months pregnant. We're talking about the date of 1940. Cherry, she was born in 1943. So I knew that Cherry couldn't be that child, that there had to be another one. But all of this I've only known since I've had these calls.
So when your mother left the island, she was 7 months pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And if we work out the timing, that's not Cherry.
That's right.
So there is another sister?
Or brother.
Or brother?
Yes, somewhere. There's another child. There was another child somewhere, apart from Cherry.
So what happened to your and Cherry's father?
Well, he wasn't my father. I was illegitimate. I was born before she married to another man.
Right.
And I don't know where or anything about him at all. I know nothing about anybody. Nothing at all, yeah.
So you believe that you're Cherry's half-sister?
Yes. Yes, I'm not her full sister. I know I'm her half-sister. What a state of affairs, isn't it?
Well, that's amazing, and it's never happened before. We found Cherry's sister. She's a half-sister and she's lovely, but somewhere out there, there is another full sister or brother who Cherry knows absolutely nothing about, and we've got to find them.
Cherry Durbin has been searching for her sister Sheila for over 20 years. We eventually tracked her down, only to discover she was actually Cherry's half-sister. Incredibly, Sheila believes that their mother had another child who Cherry knows nothing about.
Keep through it, please.
Now, all we had to do was try and find them.
With the little information Sheila was able to give us, we started a search for the child that Cherry's mum Daisy was pregnant with at the time of the evacuation from Jersey in 1940.
We knew many of the evacuees were sent to towns in the north of England, and when we checked the birth records, one name stood out.
A Beryl M. Knoll, born in Lancashire in 1940.
It looked like Beryl could be Cherry's sister, but we knew that she'd been adopted, so would have been given a new identity. The only way of finding a new identity was through a specialist intermediary who could access Beryl's adoption records.
Eventually, we got the most incredible news. Cherry's sister had been found.
She was traced to Alicante in Spain. Her name was changed from Beryl to Valerie when she was adopted. She agreed to meet me to find out more about her sisters. She retired to Spain 8 years ago after a long career in the civil service. Valerie is married with 2 children.
When Cherry came to us, nobody could have predicted how this story would turn out, but it's a story that's full of half-truth and rumour. I wonder what Valerie knows about her past.
Hello.
Valerie.
Yes, and I can see you're Nicky Campbell.
Really
Pleased
nice
to meet you.
Really nice to meet you.
Please come in.
Thank you so much. First things first, how surprising was this?
I couldn't believe it to start with. I thought, surely not. I've always thought there was only just me. I never even thought, you know, of looking for anyone.
So you know nothing about...
Absolutely nothing. So it's thrilling to know, you know, that there's two sisters there.
Cherry came to us looking for her sister, Sheila, and she knew that Sheila remained on the Isle of Jersey after your birth mother, Daisy, left just before the German invasion.
Oh.
And your mother, Daisy, was 8 months pregnant with you when she left the island. She went on to have Cherry, and you were both put out for adoption.
Oh, I see.
Sheila heard tell from Daisy, your mother, that the two of you had been killed in an air raid.
What a big fib to say, though, that killed in an air raid. That's terrible. Obviously a very complicated woman. Sad for all three of us, really, isn't it?
Did you have brothers and sisters growing up?
No. No, I was an only child. So, yes, they say an only child is a lonely child, and it's true, really. But to find you've got two sisters at this time of their life, there's such a lot to talk about, isn't there? Have you got a photograph?
Would you like to see a
I'd
photograph?
love to see a photograph. My goodness me. I could cry. We are alike, aren't we? Oh, dear. Oh, that's fantastic. She looks lovely. Now I want to see the other one, please.
So there is Sheila.
Wow. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. The smile is the same. My goodness. Now they feel like real sisters, you see, now I've seen these.
Do they?
Yes. Two sisters to love. It's a lovely feeling. They're mine. I could cry. It's lovely. Absolutely. Lovely.
Before I break the amazing news to Cherry that we've found not just one, but two sisters, our second story starts in Norfolk, where a young mum is searching for the father she last saw when she was 5 years old. 25-year-old Naomi Wilson grew up near Downham Market, and there's one day in her childhood that she'll never forget.
It was just me and my dad. We went for a lovely walk around Downham. I remember him holding my hand. His hands were huge, and my little tiny hands. And I just remember feeling like no one else mattered. I remember that feeling forever. Just he was there and he wasn't going anywhere. And then I couldn't have been so wrong.
It was the last time Naomi ever saw her dad.
Why did he not come back? Even if he doesn't want to know me, I need to know the reason why.
Naomi's father, Llf Neil, was a US airman and met her mother Linda, who was from Norfolk, in 1984 while she was working at Plattsburgh Air Base in the state of New York.
I know my mum thought he was the most handsome man ever. She just said he was one of those people that fun-loving, happy-go-lucky person.
2 years after they met, Naomi was born back in Britain.
Oh, cute.
Llf was posted to an airbase in East Anglia. But soon afterwards, his relationship with Naomi's mum broke down.
Just when you look at those, don't you? How old was I then? 2. two terrible twos?
No, I was always good.
Apart from the odd phone call, Naomi had almost no contact with her dad until the day he turned up unexpectedly when she was 5.
I remember feeling so nervous, so shy. I'd never seen anyone any darker than me, so I remember being intrigued at like his dark skin. We went for a lovely walk around Downham and my feet were cold and he said, would you like some Wellington boots? And I remember thinking, wow. And they meant everything to me. These red boots.
Before he left, Naomi's father promised he would visit her again.
I know he said, we'll see you soon. In my head, I was thinking, I'll see you tomorrow.
But what Naomi couldn't have known is that Llf's posting with the US Air Force had ended, and he was returning to America. Naomi never saw or heard from her father again.
No phone calls, no letters, no nothing. I guess when I was younger, I just felt, had I done something wrong? Is it something that I've done?
The only connection Naomi has to her father is the former US Air Force base at Wethersfield in Essex, where he was stationed.
When I got to sort of a teenage stage, I'd feel angry and why is he not here? If anyone asked me if you wanted to meet your dad, I'd say no. He doesn't want to meet me, so why do I want to meet him? But deep down inside, I could scream and say, yes, I do. I want to meet him more than anything.
Despite the anger she felt, Naomi has been searching for her father since she was 14, scouring the internet for clues about his whereabouts. But despite his unusual name, she's been unable to find any trace of him.
You tried?
Nearly.
Oh, dear.
Naomi is now a mother to 9-month-old James and lives with her partner Ed down the road from where she grew up.
Oink, oink, oink. Oink, oink, oink.
The bitterness she once felt towards her father has now turned to forgiveness.
Okay, he's not been there for me, but he can make it up. I know he can make it up in the future.
Naomi's decision to come to us for help has the full support of her family, but having had no contact from Llf for over 20 years, they know that there's a chance he may not want to be found.
My fear would be that if he is found and still doesn't want any recognition of Naomi and James, obviously, that's when I think it's going to really affect Naomi.
I hope that my dad has thought about me as much as I thought about him. And I'd like to think that I wasn't just a child that is forgotten about.
Hi, Jack.
Naomi couldn't give us her father's date of birth to help us with our search, but she did know his full name, Llf Vandery Neal.
But when we started to check online records, there was nothing referring to a Llf Neal anywhere in the US. However, from what Naomi was able to tell us about her father, we knew that he was originally from Texas.
So we focused our efforts there, starting with Houston, the largest city in the state. But a check of local records revealed nothing.
We faced the prospect of widening the search, but before we scoured the rest of America, we thought we'd take one last look at the list of names we had from Houston, and one in particular stood out. Now, there wasn't a Llf Neal, but there was a Vandery Neal, and we knew that that was Naomi's dad's middle name. And although the spelling was different from the one we'd been given, it was just too big a coincidence to ignore.
We took a chance and called Vandery. He confirmed he was indeed Llf Vandery Neal. We'd found Naomi's dad. He explained he'd hated his first name and had gone by his middle name Vandery ever since leaving England. He now works as a salesman and has agreed to meet me at his home in a Houston suburb, where he lives with his wife and 19-year-old daughter.
wonder what Vandery is thinking right now, when he hasn't seen Naomi for nearly 20 years, and he really doesn't know who she is anymore. Why hasn't he tried to keep in touch? Has he been thinking about what she's been doing, where she is? And now that she's come looking, is he finally ready to be a part of her life? See ya. Vandery.
How you doing today?
Nicky.
Nicky, I'm Henry Neal.
Nice to meet you.
This is my wife, Denise.
Denise.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Can I,
Yes, you're
Sure.
welcome in.
Thank you. How do you feel about the fact that she's looking for you?
It's joy you can't explain. There's not a time that went by that I didn't think about her.
Because the most important thing for her is to know that she hasn't been forgotten.
Never. My greatest memory, the day we actually spent together as daughter and father, she needed a pair of boots that time. I think you call them wellies. We went, got a pair of those.
She treasures that day.
I think so did I. I was feeling proud that, hey, I'm with my daughter, you know, and it was a great feeling.
And you said to her, we're going to do this a lot more.
I did. I did. I meant that from my heart. I left not knowing that was going to be the last time I saw her, you know.
So why was that the last time?
I had to make a choice. I had to either stay over there unemployed or come back home and seek employment. There was always plans to go back. Next thing you know, it's 20 years. As a father, there's no excuses. A lot to make it up to. A lot to do. Lot to do.
But she doesn't blame you. She just wants her dad.
Yeah, he's here. And just waiting to see her.
There she is.
Wow. Wow. Beautiful. Wow.
Do you want to see another photo of her?
Please.
Yeah.
My grandfather?
That's James.
Wow. And y'all forgive me for a second if you don't mind.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. Okay?
Yes.
You wanted to be a part of your life.
Yes, I do. Yes, no ifs, buts, and ands. I'm just hoping that she can forgive me. If there's any forgiveness, just forgive me for not being there.
Cherry Durbin asked us to search for her sister Sheila, who she's never met.
Hello. Nice
Not
to
only
see
did
you.
we find her, but also another sister, Valerie, who Cherry has no idea even exists. I'm on my way to tell Cherry the incredible news.
The thing with all of these searches is we're never really sure what we're going to uncover, but this story has been particularly remarkable, and I cannot wait to tell her.
Hello. How are you? Fine. How are you?
It's lovely to meet you.
Do come in.
Thank
Come
you.
on in.
Thank you. Your search, your story has been quite a complicated one and thrown up numerous problems. Knowing how much it means to you, it's meant a lot to us to try and take it on and see if we can help you. And we have found Sheila.
Oh, you've found her? Oh, oh, it's amazing. You've actually found her.
Would you like to see a picture?
Please. Oh,
I have got a
please.
picture of her.
Here we go. Oh, I can't believe it. She looks like my mum. Oh, that's absolutely wonderful.
This is slightly bittersweet, really, because Sheila doesn't think that she is your whole sister.
Doesn't she?
So we went off and we did some more digging.
Yes.
And we unearthed something quite incredible.
What?
That you have another sister. A whole sister.
Another
A whole sister.
Oh, what's she called?
She's called Val.
Oh, I've got two sisters. I just don't know what to say.
Daisy was pregnant when she left Jersey.
So
with Val.
Val is older than me?
Yeah.
Where does she live?
She lives in Spain.
Oh, fantastic.
Would you like to see a picture of Val?
Oh, please, please. Oh, my giddy aunt. That's me. Oh, look at that. So what did she know about her past?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Just that she was adopted.
Oh, it's just utterly amazing. I've got two sisters. Oh, that's just so marvellous. It's absolutely marvellous.
Today, the three sisters, who all grew up as only children, will meet each other for the first time.
Thank you.
Middle sister Valerie has flown in from Spain especially.
All sorts of things go through your mind. Wonder if we've got anything in common. I hope we all bond.
Nikki is taking the eldest sister, Sheila, to where they'll all meet.
Have you thought about what you're going to say?
No.
No.
I'll play it by ear.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Can't rehearse a conversation like that, can you?
Cherry wants them to come together at Danesfield House near High Wycombe, the town where she was born.
Such a big day for you today, isn't it?
Unbelievable. It's been so long, so long. It's like stepping off the edge of something. It really is. It's stepping into the complete unknown.
It is such a beautiful setting. So if you come and sit here.
Oh, lovely.
Cherry, this is where I'm going to leave you. And your sisters will be here any minute.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm going to leave you here.
Thank you. Okay.
Pick them up there.
Right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello. Lovely to meet you.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, this is lovely. Oh, it's only taken 70 years.
Yes.
Oh, it's so wonderful.
It is. It's absolutely wonderful.
Oh, I've got sisters.
Yeah, and me. It's wonderful.
Sisters. Shall we go sit down?
Oh, shall
go
we?
sit down?
Shall
Let's go
we
and sit down.
Yes.
Wonderful. Oh,
Yeah. I can't believe
It
how
is.
much alike you two are. You're twins. Actually, you both look very much like your mother.
Do you think so? Well, I thought you looked like your mum.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, well, we must all look the same then. We've got so much to talk about.
I know.
Yes.
Absolutely fantastic. It's just like seeing yourself walking down the street. I just can't believe it. And they're so bubbly and they've got the same sort of sense of humour. Oh, it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Oh, wouldn't it have been lovely to have been brought up together?
Oh, yes.
Can you imagine the mischief we got into? It would have been
And being
good.
the eldest, I would have had my way.
She'd have been the bossy one.
I would,
And I'd have been the baby.
Yeah, well.
I've waited 70-odd years to be bossy.
Yeah, you are.
It was wonderful. I hope we see lots of each other. Really do. I think we've got to make up for time.
We've all got the same nails.
Yes.
It was amazing. It was as if we'd known each other all our lives, something I hadn't expected. Just shows if you've got a family, you've got a closeness somewhere. You're just like that, you know?
I just can't believe
Are you pleased now what you did?
It's lovely, isn't it?
I can't believe I've got a family. I feel I'm free for the first time. For the first time for a whole lifetime. It's just wonderful. It really is.
"25-year-old Naomi Wilson's father was a US airman. She last saw him when she was 5 years old. I'm on my way to tell her the news that we've found him living in Houston, Texas." Ever since she was a little girl, Naomi has clung on to this memory of her last day with her dad. So I wonder how she's going to take the news that the dream of the man is about to become a reality. How are you? Thank you. Oh, look. Are you waving?
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Ed.
Hello, how are you?
All right.
Thank you. Very well, thank you.
Hi. So, we have been looking for your dad. It was complicated because he's not from here, and is he going to still, where is he? Who is he? But we have found him.
I can't believe I've gone 3 years doubting that he was ever real.
That he just sort of disappeared. He was
just someone gone. But I can't explain how I'm feeling.
Is there anything you want to ask?
Well, I don't know where to start. I don't know. Where is it?
He's in Texas. And he never, ever stopped thinking about you. And he is thrilled that you got in touch.
I can't believe it.
So you are cherished. I've got a picture if you'd like.
Yeah. Sorry. Thank you so much.
What does that mean to you?
Everything. More than I can ever explain. It's the only thing I've ever doubted in my life and wondered, and now it's all here. Can't believe it. Found it.
You all right?
Yeah.
You sure?
Promise?
Yeah. James, is your granddad? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good boy. Sure, I don't have none.
2 weeks later, and Naomi's father, Vandary, has made the 5,000-mile journey from his home in Texas to meet his daughter for the first time in over 20 years.
Andrew,
Ah, yes. How are we doing, Nick?
how have you been?
Ah, great, great. Good to see you again.
Good trip?
Oh, great trip. Fantastic.
Right, we've got a train to catch.
Nikki is taking Vandary to Norfolk, where Naomi lives.
So what's been going through your mind over the past
Couple of days.
Yeah.
Got a lot of explanation. You know, got to explain a lot.
Have you?
I feel I do. And she deserved, to know the whys. I'm not going to give her any excuses. I'm just going to tell her the truth. And I'm sorry that I wasn't there when she needed a shoulder or she needed someone to talk to. But I just got to get her to understand I'm there now.
Very nervous.
You're nervous. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
You ready?
Pretty much. Hi.
You all right?
Yeah.
Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. How you doing?
Ooh, very nervous. Yeah.
Naomi wants to meet her father in Downham Market, the place she spent her one and only day with him when she was 5 years old.
I kind of feel like a little girl again. I'm sort of excited, and then the next minute I'm so nervous where I get my tummy just feels all over the place thinking about it.
I suppose it is like being a little girl again because you're going to meet your dad.
It is. It really is. And this morning I sort of laid in bed and thinking, oh, just feel really young, really little again. I don't know. It sounds really odd, I know, but.
After you. In there, my boundaries where Naomi's going to meet you.
Okay. She's not there yet, huh? Thank you a lot.
Thank you.
What are you worried about?
That you don't like me or something like that.
It's perfectly natural to feel like that.
Yeah.
I have to say goodbye to you here, but good luck.
Thank you.
I hope it's everything you dreamt it will be.
I'm sorry.
It's good to see you. And you too. I can't believe it. After all these years of here.
Sit down and talk to your dad. I don't even know where to begin.
I don't know. I thought about it all the time and I don't know.
I mean, there's so much to say and so many years lost there. You've become a beautiful young lady. And to me, this is a great time. I mean, right now. And I value this because I've always had love for my daughter, always. I can't feel or understand what you went through without me being around. And I'm not going to try right now, but it's just that it's going to be hard for me to make up 20 years.
But we'll have to try.
I ain't going to try. I'm going to do it best way I can. Thank you for making the effort.
I just feel like now everything else doesn't matter.
You know, my daughter made an effort, and it makes me feel, as her father, just, you know, overjoyed.
For a split second, I thought, what do I do? I think there's a bit of hesitation, and then you give me a cuddle, and this is just lovely. It just felt like I belonged again, you know. I belonged there. This whole experience has changed my life.
Next time on Long Lost Family, the most urgent search we've ever had. A son desperate to find his missing father in time for the biggest day of his life.
I feel like there's a part of me that's missing. Every boy needs to be able to talk to their dad.
And a daughter seeking the truth about who she really is.
I've stood looking in the mirror, looking into my own eyes, my own reflection, and just, who are you?
If you're searching for long-lost relatives and would like to be considered for a future series, or if you've been affected by any of the issues in tonight's programme, visit itv.com/longlostfamily for information. And Long Lost Family returns in 2 weeks' time.